Good morning, my dear students. Well, this is Nuruddin Safi. I am going to teach you Science of Class 8th, chapter name Cell, Structure and Functions. Chapter number 8. Before I start this chapter, I want to explain and I want to tell you a small story behind it, how cell discovered by Robert Hooke. Cell first discovered in 1665 by Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke, 1665. He was searching in a microscope that is also discovered by the Robert Hooke. So that is Robert Hooke microscope. He was searching the bark of tree. He was studying the bark of tree. In this bark, he observed honeycomb-like structure created there. Honeycomb-like structure he discovered first, but he couldn't get understand what it is really. He observed more that this shape, some circular, rectangle, polygonal, and so many shapes he discovered in a minor part of bark of tree. A thin slice of cork, but he cut it a thin slice of cork. He studied their microscope, that is Robert Hooke microscope. He observed honeycomb-like structure, shaped like honeycomb, but he couldn't get. He coined shape. He coined the term cell. After complete study of cork, a thin slice of cork, he termed cell. To describe these components, however, he did not understand their real structure of function in this slides. Robert Hooke, an English naturalist, he used a rudimentary compound microscope, that is also rudimentary compound microscope, to study thin slice of cork. So this is the short story behind it, how cell discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665, and he gave the name a thin slice of cork is called. He coined the term cell. So many structures in this. Let's start. Cell. See, the cell is the basic structure, function and biological unit of living being. Biological unit of all living being or all living organism, we can say all living organism. It is the building block of life. It is the building block of life. The study of cell is called cell biology. Cell biology. So now we can say the cell is the basic structural, functional and biological unit of all living organism. All organism. It is the building block of life. The study of cell is called cell biology. Let's start now. The main part of the cell theory which we will discuss with you. All known living things, all known KNOW and non-living things are made up of one or more cells. One or more cells. First point, the cell is the functional unit of structure and function in all living organisms. All cells come from pre-existing cells. All cells come from pre-existing cells. Next point. All cells have the same basic chemical composition. The activity of the organism is determined by the way the cells function. And the last point, the organization of the cells determine the structure of the group. Let's start. Next point, cell variations. Cells are visible only under a microscope. Stain means dye, D-Y-E-S, dye or D-Y-E, dye, stain, dye are used to color the specimen and then its structure is observed under a microscope. Got it? Okay. Next. Slice the microscope. Since the microscope magnifying in the magnifying the image of the specimen cells show a wide range of variations in number, shape and size. Let's start. Next point, cell number. Cell number. Organisms may be made up of a single cell or several cells, more than one cell. We can say more than one cell, or we can say several cells. Students, single cell organisms such as amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, yeast, are called unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are thought to be the oldest form of life. Unicellular organisms are thought to be the oldest form of life. The single cell carries out at the important function necessary for an organism to live. Necessary for an organism to live. Such as ingestion, digestion, reproduction, movement, excretion and reproduction. Thus, the single cell can exist microscopic the single cell can exist independently. Most unicellular organisms are microscopic, as we all know. However, there are some types of bacteria and algae, single bacteria and algae that are visible to the naked eyes. Open eyes, simple eye, without any spectacle, without any magnifying glass. That means naked eye. Students, listen. Organisms that are made up of more than one cell are called multicellular organisms. Those organisms which are made up of more than one cells are known as, or we can say are called, multicellular organisms. Likewise, animals, plants, and human and human beings are multicellular organisms. Most of the organisms being their life in a single cell. The fertilized egg or egg cell, multiples to form different types of cells. Let us start shape. We will discuss now shape of cells. Dear students, different cells having different functions vary in shape. Different functions vary in shape and size. Shape and size. Here first we will discuss about shape. There may be oval shape, spherical, rectangular, pentagonal, dish shape, or we can say irregular in shape. How many? They are functionally they are varied in different shape and size. Oval shape, rectangular, pentagonal, spherical, disc shape, or irregular shape also. We can say irregular shape. These are the shapes of cells. Especially I will find out about few shapes. In amoeba means not permanent shape like. The shape of amoeba is not permanent. Every second, every minute it's change. Its shape. Change there its shape. Every next time, every second. The shape of amoeba has no definite shape, as we already said to you. It extend and retract extend and retract projections of varying length called pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false fit. The pseudopodia appear and disappear at the organism moves or feeds. Feeding. So I have cleared the shape of organism, and I want to give you one little bit shapes. These are the shapes of different shapes of cells, and different organisms show the different structure. So dear students, let us start. Size. That we will discuss about size of cells. Most cells are microscopic. All we know that microscopic, and cannot be seen with the naked eyes. We cannot see with the naked eye. They can be viewed only They can be viewed only under a powerful microscope. Powerful microscope, it means we can use the compound microscope. I am talking about those days, those time. We can use a compound microscope to watch view of cells. In the science laboratory, biology laboratory, to see a cell, the size of all is measured in micrometer, or we can say microns. How many microns? 1 micron is equal to 1 millionth of a meter. 1 millionth of a meter. Okay. Next, micrometer is represented by the symbol like see the symbol of micrometer. The smallest cell is that of mycoplasma. mycoplasma, type of bacteria which has a diameter of 0.0001 millimeter. How much? 0.0001 mm. The largest cell found in nature in the ostrich egg, which measured about 15 centimeter. 15 centimeter. Egg cell of ostrich. How much? 15 centimeter. I will give you more knowledge about size. Dear students, listen carefully. In the human body, do you know in the human body, the smallest cell of the smallest cell is the sperm. The sperm cell is the smallest cell in the human body. It is slightly smaller than RBCs, red blood cells, or we can say red blood cells, RBC. Slightly comparison in RBC, it's slightly lesser than RBC. So dear friends, smaller cell of human being is sperm cell is the smallest cell. And next interesting point is about to come. Which is 7 to 8. Which is 7 to 8 micron in diameter. 7 to 8 micron in diameter. Let's start. Interesting fact. The largest cell is the spherical cell. Or we can say ovum. Ova, female sex cell, ovum cell, which measured about 0.1 mm. 0.1 mm in diameter. And you know, student, the longest cell of the body, longest cell is called nerve cell. Is the longest cell. Nervous cell. Nerve cells or nervous neurons. Nerve cells or we can say neurons are the largest, not only largest, longest, are the largest cell in the human body. Smallest sperm and ovum, spherical largest, comparison RBC slightly big, and the largest cell, nervous or neurons, we can say neuron cells are in the human body. cells of plant fiber such as jute. I'm now talking about in plants. Jute fiber cell and hemp, HEMP, hemp are a few centimeter long. These cells are few centimeter long. Let's start next point. Levels of organizations. Levels of organization. Dear students, listen carefully. Cell of a similar cells of a similar types are grouped together to form or to perform, you can say to perform their special function. The levels of organization are multicellular organisms occur in increasing order of completely specialized cell, completely specialized cell that perform a particular functions. That functions made up a tissue. That function made up a tissue. Cell, then tissue. Students, listen carefully. Many tissue together made up of organs made up of organs, and these organs, listen, and closely related organ together made up of organ system. Organ system. Okay. Here we can say organ system. At the last, these organ system, many such organ system work. This organ system, many such organ system work together to form the living organism. Living organisms. These are the levels of organization. Okay, now we will explain the structure of a cell. The structure of a cell. I will explain this with the illustration, the chart. And next point is structure of a cell. Though cell vary in size and shape, all cells have the same basic structural and functional functions. All cells have the same basic structure. A typical cell has a cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. A typical cell has a cell membrane, it means plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Here I have already illustrated on chart structure of cells: plant cell, animal cell. See these black boundaries. In this black boundaries, there's red color. This red color is called cell wall, which is only present in plant cell. Which is only present in plant cell. Cytoplasm available in plant cell and animal cell also. But cell wall not present in animal cell. Nucleus present in both sides. Plant cell has nucleus and animal cell also have nucleus. Nuclear envelope both in plant cell and animal cell also. Here I will criticize. See, roughage endoplasmic reticulum, both are both side. Roughage endoplasmic reticulum. Roughage endoplasmic reticulum in both cells. Mitochondria present in both cell, plant cell as well as animal cells. Let's start. Plasma membrane. Plasma membrane already present in both plant cell and animal cell. Contractor vacuole. Here little bit difference. Contractor vacuole is not present in animal cell. Okay, students? Golgi body is present in both cell. Lysosome present in both nearby the boundaries. Ribosomes present in both plant cell as well as animal cell. smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Here is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum present in both sides, but present in animal cell shape is a little bit different. Nucleus present in both sides. This is center in cell of in animal cell, and in plant cell a little bit sidewise. Present in both. Nuclear angular already present in both. Here, one important thing: cell wall, and the secondary is chloroplast. Chloroplast present only in plant cell, but it is not present in animal cell. Cell wall and chloroplast. And the vacuole of plant cell is large, and I think large in size, but in animal cell there is no large size vacuole present in animal cell. It is called central vacuole, and these are the small in size vacuoles. This is the difference between plant cell and animal cell, and this is the structure of plant cell and animal cells. Hexagonal shape, cell wall, chloroplast. And one important thing, the roughage endoplasmic reticulum, it is little bit covered, a little bit difference, little bit far away from nucleus, and here it is attached with attached nucleus or nuclear envelope. Mitochondria both, and the chloroplast is very because the color of chloroplast is what contain chloroplast. Chloroplast contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is called green color pigment. Green color pigment in plants is called chlorophyll. Okay, and the centriole present in animal cell. Here is central vacuole in plant cell, and the next microvilli. Microvilli is present in animal cell, but it is not present in plant cell. So through this structure of cells, this chart, we can understand easily what is cell or what is animal cell and what is plant cell, and what are the difference between plant cell and animal cell. With the help of this chart, we can understand easily what are the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Two major difference which I have already cleared you: cell wall and chloroplast. And plasma membrane also. Plasma membrane is the outermost membrane of the animal cell, but here is the third one, second one, membrane of the plant cell. And cytoplasm present in both. See, we will discuss about plants, cell and animal cell deeply. First one, cell membrane. Though cell cell membrane. Okay, stop. The outer particle, the outer protective covering of all cell, of whole cell, is called cell membrane, or we can say another name of this cell membrane is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. It protects cell structure. It's also determine the shape and size of the cell and separate it from the surrounding cells and other matter. So the most important function of the plasma membrane or cell membrane is protect. It's protective cell, protect and separate out from the another matter and the other cells. And we will discuss in plant cell. The cell wall already present extra as a extra membrane in plant cell. Outside of plasma membrane, here is cell wall present. So cell wall is the outermost cell wall is the outermost layer, outermost membrane of plant cell in plant cell. Cell wall made up of cellulose. Cell wall is made up of cellulose. It is tough. Cell wall is tough, rigid, and protects the cell from natural elements such as variation in temperature, weight, speed, humidity, rain, and so on. So cell wall is absent in animal cell. Now second component, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm also known as life plasma. See, the cell membrane encloses a temperature cytoplasm. The cell membrane encloses a transparent jelly-like structure. Called cytoplasm. It contains several minute living structure called cell organelles. It contains planets, living organelles. These organelles are in the cytoplasm. These all are. So that's why it is also called these minute living substances called cell organelles. Cell organelles. Different cell organelles have their specific functions. Some of the major cell organelles are, first one, mitochondria. Mitochondria. Or we can say mitochondrion. Students, listen. These are rod-like or spherical structure that oxides glucose. What? That oxide glucose in food. I am repeating again. Mitochondria that are rod-like or spherical structure that oxides glucose in food to generate energy. Hence, they are popularly called the powerhouse of the cell. They are called the powerhouse of the cell. That's why they are called powerhouse of the cell. They provide the energy in the form of glucose. Second one, vacuoles. They are fluid-filled cell organelles. They are fluid-filled cell organelles that store food, water, and waste. Plant cells usually have a large central vacuole that occupy the majority of space in them. On the other hand, animal cells have small in size, small and movable and small and move member of vacuole. Small move member of vacuole. Next point, plastids. See, plastids are extensively present in plant cells. In large number of so many plastids are present in plant cells. They are absent in animal cells. Plastids are absent in animal cells, and the large number of plastids present in plant cells. They occur in different column and types according to their functions. Next point, plastic further divided into so many plastic further divided in chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. Okay, plastid is further divided into chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. The leucoplast, on the other hand, leucoplast, colorless plastid that help in stirring starch, fat and protein. That help storing, that is colorless and that helps in storing fat, starch and protein also in leucoplast in plants. Let's start next point. Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies. This cell organelles in responsible for processing protein and enzymes. Golgi bodies, or we can say Golgi apparatus. Don't be confused, okay, students? Because these two are same things. We can say Golgi bodies or we can say Golgi apparatus. Okay, same things. Endoplasmic reticulum. It is a network of members. It is a network of membranes that help in the synthesis of proteins and transport of substance with that cell, with the cell. Next, ribosomes. These cell organelles are ribosomes. These are granular structure that may float freely in cytoplasm. Freely in the cytoplasm, or are found attached to be the endoplasmic reticulum. They are the sites for protein synthesis. Let's start chromosomes. Before start, I will explain chromosomes in the level of next classes. So let's start. Centrosome means, as according to their name, center. Centrosomes, they are star-like. These are star-like structure. Are present only in animal cell. Centrosome, centrioid or centrosome, present only in animal cell. they consist, each centrosome consists of two centrioles that are originated at right angle to each other. They help in cell division. Centrosome, they help in cell division. Next point, lysosome. Let us start next point, centrosome. These are star-like structure are present only in animal cell. Each centrosome consist of two centrioles. These are the originated at right angle to each other. They help in cell division. Centrosome. Let us start lysosome. These are found in animal. These are found in almost all in animal cells. They contain enzymes that can break down different types of biomolecules. Listen carefully. They contain enzymes that can break down different types of biomolecules. When a cell gets designed, the lysosome burst and digests the cell. Hence, lysosomes are also called as suicidal bags. Lysosome also called as suicidal bags. Suicidal bags or suicide bags of cell. Let us start nucleus. This one. Nucleus, very important. Nucleus is a very important cell organelles. The nucleus is a spherical body that in the center of the living cell and it is most important component, most important cell organelles, most important components. It is popularly known as the brain of the cell. Very popularly said that nucleus is the brain of the cell. It controls all the important functions of the cell. The nucleus is the large cellular organelles of an animal cell. These the dense liquid within the nucleus is called nucleoplast. This nucleus also contains a plast. That plast is called nucleoplast because it is the plast of nucleus. That's why it is called nucleoplast. And nucleoplasm, a thin and porous nuclear membrane, separate the nucleus from the cytoplasm. It controls the passage of material between the nucleus and cytoplasm. Students, listen very carefully, because these cell organelles are very important. This because we are discussing about the nucleus. The nucleus contains most of the cell's genetic material. In thread-like structure called chromatin fiber. The chromatin fiber carry genes, 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 which transmit hereditary characteristics from parents to offspring. I'm repeating again this line. The chromatin fiber carry genes which transmit hereditary characteristics from parents to their offspring. The genes in the unit of inheritance in living organisms. Each of each genes contain, or we can say each genes carry information controlling a specific trait of an organism. For example, the color of a person's eye, facial dimples, hair, texture, and so many characteristics of parents. So an organism inherits a set of chromatic characteristics, which is a contribution of the different genes of its parents. The chromatin fiber condemned to form chromosomes. I'm repeating again. An organism inherits a set of chromatic characteristics. Sorry. Yeah, I'm repeating again. An organism inherits a set of characteristics, or we can say characteristic, which is a combination of the different genes of its parent, of their parents. The chromatin fibers condense to form chromosomes during cell division. The nucleus also has a smaller spherical body called nucleolus. It plays an important role in protein synthesis. The entire content of all living cell, including the cytoplasm and the nucleus, is called protoplasm. It is called the living substance of the cell. Dear students, now types of cell. We will discuss types of cell. See, listen carefully. Cell are two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Eu means true, pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus, nucleus. Lack of nucleus and their membrane, and really present nucleus in their membrane. How many types of cells? There are two types of cells, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. And these difference depend on whether they contain a nucleus. Or not. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells depend upon their presence, the presence of nucleus. Nucleus is present or not. The cells of unicellular organism. Unicellular means single cell. Multicellular means more than one cell organism. Unicellular organism such as bacteria, amoeba, paramecium, archaea, do not have a well-developed nucleus. They don't have well-developed nucleus. The nucleus lacks a nuclear membrane. The nucleus lacks a nuclear membrane due to which the genetic material float freely in the protoplasm. Such cells are called prokaryotic cells. Pro means primitive, karyotic means nucleus, primitive nucleus. Let's start. An organism with such cells are called prokaryotes. Most prokaryotes are the smallest of all organism cells. All organisms. Cell that have a well-developed nucleus with nuclear membrane. Nuclear membrane also important along with the nucleus. With nuclear membrane are called eukaryotic cell. AU means true, karyotic means nucleus. True nucleus present in this cell, these type of cells. Organism with such cells are called eukaryotes. Most unicellular except bacteria and multicellular organisms are eukaryotes. Unicellular except bacteria and multicellular organisms are eukaryotes. So we can say this includes plant, animals, fungi and algae. These all are from this. Students, listen. Let us start. Last point of this chapter, cell division. Division of cell. The energy from food helps a cell grow. The energy from food helps a cell grow. When it reaches a certain size, the parent cell divides to form daughter cells. By the process by a process called cell division. Here, the most important example, cell division results in reproduction in amoeba. See, this is the parent cell of amoeba, parent amoeba cell. With the process of cell division, it's divide with the help of centrosome, divide and dividing two daughter cell. So this is the cell division in reproduction, resulting reproduction in amoeba. Listen. The resultant increase in the number of cells in the body by cell division leads to the growth of the organism. Cell division is also crucial for replacing dead or damaged cells. Therefore, it becomes possible for an organism to heal after an injury. In unicellular microorganisms such as in amoeba, one cell division results in reproduction. In multicellular organism, cell division is important for tissues growth and maintenance, as well as to produce an offspring. Many types of cells in the human body, such as skin cells, are continuously replaced by new cells. I think two times in a year. Some cells such as liver cells are capable of cell division and can hurt muscle after an injury. Some cells such as that of heart nucleus and nerve cells cannot undergo cell division. Such cells cannot be replaced after they die. Hence, injuries to parts of the nervous system that is the brain and spinal cord cannot be healed. Spinal cord cannot be healed. Thank you very much. Chapter is finished. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.